Good morning. Welcome to Subramani. When I say good morning, I mean good day because people watching it in Australia, people watching, for them it is mid morning. For somebody in US, it would be different, and you could be watching at a different time. So, good day. Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to tell you some of the positive statements which clients and friends and everybody likes to listen to when they meet a consultant. Could be a financial planner, could be a law consultant, could be an accountant, could be even a doctor. Some of these things are very positive and reinforcing. So let me just start by saying, first thing the client wants to hear is saying, I love my job. I'm here by choice. It doesn't matter what's your age. You could be 60 and you could be wanting to retire next month, but say you enjoy your job. It is easy if it is the truth. For example, I love financial communication, whether it is talking to people, writing, shooting videos, anything in financial communication. I love it so much that I do a lot of my work free. This video does not earn me anything compared to what I can earn by selling products, right? Or by taking endorsements from people or talking about some other products which are plants which will make me a lot of money. The only money I make is the Google ads, but I just love doing this and I will continue to do this. So tell your client when he comes to you that you love doing your job and it is your job by choice. In financial, the industry where MFDs and RIAs exist and coexist, for very many people this is not the job of their choice. So they will tell you things like, oh, my father died when I was in college and so I had to take over, and so it is a pushed down kind of a thing. They may still be doing well, they may be having AUM, but these are not people who are happy doing that. Don't give that impression. So say you love your job and say you're going to be in it for a long time, which is true for all of us because we will always find some way of keeping it going. Now, when I do a profession like making videos, which is not at all paying, I really don't care about a succession plan, right? After the day I die, these videos will stop, which is fairly obvious. But if I'm into financial planning, if I'm an MFD, and if I want to manage money for clients, then it is necessary that I make sure that there is a succession plan. But no, I don't want you to talk about a succession plan on day 1. I want you to talk about succession plan that you have on day 5 or day 6 with the client, because that is the time when the client is more accepting to hear things like death, right? So on day 1, don't go and tell him I have a succession plan, don't worry. He'll suddenly start suspecting maybe you got cancer or something and you're trying to hide it from him. Don't do that. Don't do it on day 1, do that on day 2, that's fine, right? So telling him and tell him that, look, I've been in this business for 20 years or 15 years or 10 years, whatever it is, right? And it is very nice if you can introduce him to your team and say, here is my team. I'm very happy you came to my office because if I could have come to your office, but you wouldn't have met my team. Here is A, B, C, D, and these are the people who helped me in doing this business. And if they were not there, I just could not have survived in this profession for so long, right? Clients like to be congratulated on making the choice, so it's some kind of a reinforcement. So say, congrats for choosing me as your financial planner. Many people have done, and I really thank Mr. X for suggesting my name to you. You know, my business or our business of finance grows through reputation and through references. We are not advertisers, and I anyway don't have any advertising budget. My only advertisement is satisfied clients. So I'm very happy you made this choice, and I'm very happy that you listen to this client of mine who has been with me for the last 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever it is, right? Next, tell him this is what to expect from the engagement that you're doing. So what happens is when a client who has never engaged a financial professional earlier comes and believes that he'll suddenly start getting 30% return and 40% return and things like that, just bring him down to earth and say, sir, you are the CEO of a company, you make quarterly results. What is the kind of return that you get on your capital employed or on your net worth? I'm sure you're calculating the ratios. Look at them. That is what all other businesses get. Some of the other businesses who are very well, who have got bigger brands, etc., might be getting better return. But more or less, we'll all average around that 30% gross margin and about 12 to 15% net margin that you pay tax. So this is what blah blah blah, right? So something like that. So client's expectation. And then you start by saying, can we start at the very beginning? Are you, so let's start with your name. Are you sure that all your financial documents, investments, etc., your PAN card, your Aadhaar card, passport, everything is in perfect sync? Your wife's name is Ruchika and that it is spelled Ruchika and not Rucheeka in some places. These kind of mistakes can be very fatal, can be very difficult. So we will sort it out in case. And sir, please understand that sometimes even in your KYC, if they have made a mistake of putting a wrong date of birth, that same wrong date of birth will be carried on in all your investments. So if that has happened, we need to correct at the source document, right? So that is one thing which you have to do. And so start from there, right? Don't talk money, don't talk attitude towards money, nothing, but start with things so basic like name, changing the address in all investments, right? Get all those basics right, getting the nomination right, importance of nomination, talk about all those things. Next, talk about how you get paid. And when you talk about how you get paid, do talk about trail commission, but also talk about GST and income tax. When the client thinks you get 1 rupee, remember out of that 1 rupee you're paying 18 paise as GST and about 35 paise as tax, right? So which means about 50 paise is gone as government dues. So even assuming you are getting a 0.75 kind of a trail, you're actually getting 0.37, out of which maybe 0.18 goes towards your expenses. Explain the whole thing so that when he reads about this somewhere, he does not get a feeling that you're making an exorbitant amount of fees. So explain to him when the AUM that you're handling for him is say 2 crores. This is what it translates to, right? So if you're talking to an HNI client and it is 20 crores, then you tell him that this is how it is translating to, this is how much I will make, and this is what is the compensation. Let the client know what you're earning, because if you don't say and somebody else says it and some website says this, they say it very, very poorly, right? So then sit and talk with the client much more about the client's business. Not more than 10 or 15 minutes should be about your business and your yield expectations, etc. After that, talk about the client's business, and you should be well informed about the business. Talk about maybe cable industry, maybe it's in the milk industry, whatever. You should be well informed. He should come away with a feeling that wow, you know a lot about his business, and that's the trouble that you took the previous night. I'm talking of when you're meeting an HNI, you better be prepared with this kind of stuff, because if you're not, he's not going to be very impressed with what you have done. At that stage, also ask him at what stage does he want to bring his spouse and kids into it. Don't assume that he wants to. He may not want to. He may not be comfortable with you today, so he may want to bring his spouse and kids into it at a much later stage. But suggesting that is very useful, because it means that you believe that you are managing the family wealth and for the family and not for him alone, right? So he may not bring them on day 1, or he may not bring them even on day 3. He may bring them only on day 10. But to have built that confidence, these are some of the things which you have to do and say. Then also tell him, sir, you deserve a report on what I am doing, and we will talk about your money every quarter. After maybe 3 quarters, he might say, let's do it every 6 months, or maybe we do it every year, because you may say, oh, so this year this has done well, that has done well, and this fund which I chose has not done as well as I thought it would, but I would still give it a couple of quarters. When you talk like this, he realizes that even if you make a mistake, you're willing to correct. When he is sure that you are willing to make the correction, he does not have to make the correction of shifting from one advisor to the other or one fund to the other. He knows you're there and you're taking care of it. Also tell him that we do other things too, because somebody has told him that you look after mutual funds. He has come to you. Tell him that you do insurance, you do general insurance, you do account keeping, right? You will maintain his accounts, you will file his income tax return. Tell him what are the other things that you do, so that he looks at you as a one-stop shop, and he looks at you like a first person to go to for finance, right? Rather than one more person that I have kind of stuff. Don't do that. Then whenever you're talking to him, ask him, have I made myself clear? Because have I made myself clear sounds much better than saying, have you understood what I have said? Because a client does not want to, client believes he is very intelligent, etc., etc. He may not want to admit that he has not understood. But if you ask him, have I made myself clear? There's a good chance that he'll say, no, you need to explain this to me, right? So, have I made myself clear? Is there anything that you think I missed? Right, these are kind of better closing questions than to say, have you understood what I have said? Do you appreciate what I said? Right, those are not questions which are very positive. This is far more positive than that. So all these are positive things which clients want to listen to. I'll also make a list of negative things which they don't want to listen to. So this is it. If you're an advisor, this is going to be very useful, and if you think it's very useful, maybe you should share it with your association or group, or you should discuss all these things in your monthly or weekly meetings that you meet other MFDs and RIs. Thank you.